Up, Copy Squad? It's your boy Kyle Milligan coming to you live from Baltimore, Maryland. And today I want to talk about copywriting for hypnotists. Essentially, I want to go over some unique mechanism stuff. I have about 10 minutes before I have to get to lunch, so I thought this would be a great opportunity to try to crank out just a quick answer to a YouTube question I had that I thought would help everybody. So what I want to do is share my screen, which is this button, and then I'm gonna show you a question that I just had. Here we go, my channel. So here's the question. Basically, Cecilia asked, may I ask you something? What would be a unique mechanism about a hypnosis course to sell to elite athletes during or after sport life? Okay, so what she's looking for is a unique mechanism. She asked this question on my unique mechanism video, 3 ways to come up with your unique mechanism because it does all the work. So she said, okay, what would be a unique mechanism for hypnosis course? All right, so my response is, I can help. Yeah, sure. Can you give me more details about the product itself and why they need that course? How will it benefit them as athletes specifically? Unfortunately, I didn't get a lot of very elaborate feedback, but I think this is important to address because I want to start here because I think this answer kind of shows me one of the kind of issues that's occurring with where she's stuck. She said, "Thank you so much. I'm attending a copywriting course, and we have to write a sales page, focus on elite athletes, so that's their market, to deal with their sport and their daily lives. So hypnosis, she thought hypnosis is a great help to allow them to go on with their lives. I don't know how to get the unique mechanism, need ideas. I don't want to use you for free, but I'm stuck. Okay, so why are you stuck? Let's talk about that." So I said, yeah, can you give me details about the product itself and why they need that course? How will it benefit them as athletes specifically? And this is why you're stuck, because as soon as I asked that question, I did not get an answer to what are the details of the course? What are you offering? Is my camera blurry or is it just dark? Okay, so I said, hey, well, what are the details about the course? Like, what makes this thing beneficial for athletes in particular? So instead of saying, here's the course, here's why athletes need it, or here's why it's helpful, she said, well, I have to come up with a unique mechanism. And I think the problem with this is she's trying to come up with something. So I think I harp this all the time. I say that, as copywriters, I don't personally believe that I'm creative. I think I do research. And I think the research gives me everything I need to write the sales letter. I think the research is it does the work for you, right? So the reason I say that, and this is kind of one of those things it's being shown to us firsthand, where, oh shit, snap, I gotta say something really quick here. I gotta put my little banner there, kylewriter.com/book if you want to buy my book. I forgot to make a pitch. So instead of being able to tell me exactly what was in the course, and then me finding a unique mechanism inside that course and the details, she said, I'm having trouble coming up with it. Do you see already the foundational problem? It starts with the product itself. Now I want to give you a couple quick tips. So I got this from Nobody Wants to Read Your S Word by Steven Pressfield. Steven Pressfield, before he was a novelist, before he was a screenwriter for movies, was a copywriter. And he says that when you're writing a movie, you should start at the climax. Start at the big finish, and then work your way back. When I'm thinking about that for a copywriting assignment like sales letter, the climax for us is when we put everything together, all the hype at the beginning, how this is all possible and how it works. Then I pull the curtain back and show you the product in action, right? Then I show you exactly the technical explanation of the product. And from there, that's where you develop your unique mechanism. So that's the climax. That's what you're building the whole sales letter up to. Why you must absolutely certainly need this thing. Okay, so what you do is you first do the research. Okay, so to find your unique mechanism, so there was 3 types of unique mechanisms I listed on that video. It was the existing mechanism, the unspoken mechanism, and the transubstantiated mechanism. Oh yeah, smash like if this is useful. So in order to get that answer, you first need to completely and fully understand what it is that you are selling. So when I asked, I said, okay, well, give me some details about what you're selling, because I can't help you come up with a unique mechanism. I need to know what it is you're selling. Then I can show you, basically, you take those things, right? So if it's a stock picking service, it could be something like look at the V3 Trader. Well, in Copy Squad Inner Circle, which is another banner I can put up, in the Copy Squad Inner Circle, we went over this promo called the V3 Trader by Money Map. And whenever you look at how the V3 Trader functions, for about 50 pages, we're reading about all these examples and hype and how this is possible. And then he finally pulls the curtain back, 70% of the way through, and he shows you, look, when this happens, that happens, and that happens, a stock explodes. And we call it the V3 protocol or something like that. So everything that led up to that moment all was hinging on the fact that it came down to this V3 thing, how it works. So how do you come up with a unique mechanism? The first thing is you need to understand your product inside and out. If it's a hypnotism product, is what she said, it'd be great for athletes, right? So if it's a hypnotism product and you need a unique mechanism, how are you hypnotizing them? It's the only way, it's the only thing in the world, it's the only 5-minute training in the world, right? So it's the only thing that makes it what unique, right? The word only needs to be in your unique selling thing. So how are you hypnotizing them? What are you saying to them when they're hypnotized? What sort of exercises are they going through when they're under the hypnosis spell? All right. Once I know all the details, I say, well, we're the only one that does that. Bam, unique selling proposition, unique mechanism. They're all built inside of completely and fully understanding your product. So let's go back. Let's revisit, bring it all full circle here on that comment itself. So I said, can you give me more details about the product itself? If you can tell me what you're doing to them, I can tell you what a unique mechanism could possibly be. But instead of getting that, what I got back was, I was thinking hypnosis is a great help to allow them to go on with their lives. I don't know how to get the unique mechanism. Well, it sounds like when I say, give me product details, and so maybe Cecilia has all the product details, and this was just like her first reaction. So I'm not saying she doesn't know what she's selling, but until it starts with the details, you parse it out into all the little micro components of it, and then you pick one. You say, yeah, hypnosis is great, but the way we do it, the unique mechanism that we have, whether it's existing, whether it's unspoken, whether it's transubstantiated, whatever it may be, it starts at first completely understanding the product and what it is you're offering and the result that you're going to deliver. Once you understand the product, how it works inside and out. So in my mind, when I saw this response, I thought, oh, she just got to write something for a copywriting training. She's not really got a product in her hands to sell, right? As a copywriter, we sell a product, right? You give us a product. Like, that's why financial and health niches pay so much money, is because finance is always buy low, sell high. That's finance in a nutshell. Health, it's consume fewer calories than you burn. That's how you get in shape. Now, how do we spin that every single day into something unique and exciting, and P90X with muscle confusion, and the South Beach diet and the Palm Beach diet and Atkins diet and the carnivore diet, the keto diet? How do you consume fewer calories than you burn and make it new every single day? That's the copywriter's job. But the copywriter first has to understand exactly what it is that they're selling, and then they pick the unique element of that. Ketosis. Why is meat and leafy greens so good? Ketosis, right? So then you just make the whole thing hinge on this one unique part of it. Oh yeah, it causes ketosis. And then everything else revolves around that idea. But first you have to understand the diet. You have to understand a little bit about like the body and the scientific, like sort of biological things that are happening. And then you can kind of sell it. So the answer to the copywriting for hypnotists or hypnosis courses or whatever you're selling like that, first, what is the hypnosis course? What are the modules? What are you doing? Break that apart and then choose your one thing that you think has the strongest, and when I say strongest, it means most unique and valuable at the same time. It's beneficial. It's super beneficial. Like no one knows about it. You can say it's uniquely yours, and it can be anything about the process. Like, get granular step by step about what you're doing with your hypnotism course, right? And that means, okay, you come in, we sit down, you lay down on this couch, you have this special pillow, right? It's our special hypnotism pillow. It's made of special goose feathers from Everest, right? That's a unique thing. I don't know. It could be like, that's what I'm saying. Like, get granular with it and figure out the weird, wonky things. Don't dismiss anything as stupid. Get down granular in what it is that you're actually offering. And what you may discover, one, hypnotism might not be the best one for you because you're not familiar enough to sell it in this copywriting course that you're taking right now. This is directed directly at the person who asked the question. So she says, I'm attending a copywriting course and we have to write a sales page. So if you're not really familiar with hypnotism or hypnotism courses, that might not be a good one. But if you are, now get really, I just clicked a page that you guys could not see. but if you are very familiar with that sorts of stuff, then what you want to do is get granular about what it is that you're selling. We don't make stuff up as copywriters. We do research. When we're trying to sell a product, we simply research very deeply into the granular aspects of that product. And then we figure out what we can say is, that's weird. That's unique. I've not heard that before. Then you sell that. All right. So I'll just look over the questions really quick. If there's any questions, feel free to drop them now. I need to get out of here. I got lunch in 7 minutes, but I thought I could crank this out really quick. And it seems like she's already at that copywriting thing, so I wanted to have the answer right now. It starts with the product. It starts with what you're selling, okay? We don't make stuff up. You figure out what you're selling, know it intimately, know the granular details, or just even if you just know like step 1, step 2, step 3 is this, pick the strongest step or pick all 3 and say when all these 3, whenever we're the only one that has a triple step protocol that makes it so that you can have the best hypnotism experience of your life without more details, without knowing more about my market, my athletes, like what's going on with athletes. So then I can say, well, you need a 3-step thing as an athlete because that could be your unique proposition right now. You need the 3-step thing because this is specifically tailored for athletes, specific areas of pain. It's pain area number 1, pain area number 2, pain area number 3. Okay, so I did just kind of make that up. But if you know what the product is and what its result is to deliver and why it's specifically tailored to deliver to that person, that is your unique thing. We're the only hypnotism course in the world. So think of it like that. We're the only blank, blank, blank to do blank, blank, blank. So let me look at this one more time. So I was thinking hypnosis is a great way to allow them to go on with their lives. I don't know how to get the unique mechanism, neat ideas. Focus on elite athletes. Yeah. So you can say we're the only hypnotism course in the world designed specifically for athletes. It could be something that broad right now, right? So then you say, yeah, athletes have these specific struggles, blank, 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 or something like that. Okay. And then you kind of figure out what those things are and then say, your 3 athlete pains or whatever you want to call it. I hope that's helpful. I know it's kind of like off the cuff, and I wish I had like a cool diagram I could show you. What is up, Copy Squad? All right, looks good. Thanks. Make money online with Alex. What's up, Nocturne? What's up, Ragav? What's up, Hina? Matus? What's going on? Enjoy your lunch. Appreciate it, Angel. All right, Nocturne. I understand you were putting a different spin on a proven principle, but with a diet or making money, do you get a legal review to make sure your copy won't get you to prison? So with financial, it depends what niche you're in. Like if you're just saying this will help you lose weight, results will vary. Like you're not going to go to jail for trying to help someone lose weight because you use the keto diet or the Atkins diet. With financial, you just basically can't promise and say this will happen to you 100% of the time. You can say, look, here's what happened with my system in the past, and here's the types of results that we have experienced. Nothing in the markets is ever guaranteed, but can you see the potential here? That's basically a legal hedge that can kind of help you work through that. Just don't get silly and sloppy and say this will happen every single time, and it'll happen to you for sure. And we can guarantee predict the future of the markets. You can virtually predict the future of the markets. Say it's so predictable or so reliable. It's super. It's been proven or something like that. But you can't ever say. You basically want to make sure that after you say all that stuff, you do say, look, we do know that investing is always a risk and nothing's ever guaranteed in the markets, that kind of stuff. What up, Zeth? What are different ways of starting your copy? Should we start with a claim, fact, story, or anything else? It's kind of up to you, man. Whatever way you want to. I say you need to trigger a BS reaction like immediately. Start out like, hey, this is something that's going to help you in a big, big way. And they're going to say, prove it. And then as soon as you trigger that BS reaction from them, you prove it with some demonstrations, all right? And you can look at my past lives. I go over that in detail. Called the Beats of the Sales Letter. So I think that's, but for purposes of the unique mechanism, I got it from Stephen Pressfield's Nobody Wants to Read Your S Word. You start at the climax with your process in your brain. What is it that I'm selling? Like when I get 70% of the way through the promo and I have to show them how it works, what does that part of the promo look like? What is my unique sort of thing and element? When I put it all together and I tear it all apart and I show them exactly what's happening, that's my climax. And then after that, I say, well, now I'm gonna let you in today. Here's the offer section. And I consider the offer section like the falling action, the resolution, right? So I kind of start there. And that's when I dig out my unique mechanism, my unique selling proposition. I can say, we're the only people in the world that have a countdown timer to help you get in front of Wall Street's biggest moves and stuff like that. So so that's it. No more time for questions. I really do appreciate everyone who watched. Appreciate all the feedback, all love. I hope this was very valuable for anyone who needed to hear about unique mechanisms or sell a hypnotism course. Start with the product. We don't make stuff up. We research into what we're selling. All right. And then if you're making up a product to sell at a copywriting course or at a copywriting assignment or something like that, if you're making up the product to sell, then the struggle that you're going to have is you don't really have a full grasp on the product or the result that has already demonstrated or how it works, because you're kind of making it up. All right. So maybe pick a product that already exists that you can research into. All right. So if you want to learn, I haven't talked about the big four emotions in this video. KyleTheWriter.com/book is where I talk about big four emotions and how you can sell basically anything. KyleTheWriter.com/squad is a group where we talk about this stuff in a closed private group. Feel free to sign up there. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let me see. I got one more. Climax refers result delivered by product. I'm talking about the climax of the sales letter. And in my mind's eye, the height of the sales letter, when everything's kind of coming together, like the villain and the good guy meet and they finally battle it out in a movie. In a sales letter, it's the part where you talk about the catalyst and you talk about the mechanism. Now you put it all together and you show them, look, the catalyst happened. Look, the mechanism triggered. Look, here's the result. Now all of it comes together. The catalyst, the mechanism, the result, the catalyst, the mechanism, result. And you just demonstrate. And then you say, hey, if you want to get in today, I got a brand new service I just launched called Weekly Service Alert that gets you money. All right. So that's why I call that. I think that's the climax of the thing. All right. Hope that's helpful. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in. Peace out. Copy Squad.